Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a foundation first impression on the Australis Full On Foundation with heavy coverage, which is exciting. It's a stick foundation, which I haven't really played around with that much. I did recently try one from Revlon, but I didn't like that after I'd worn it for a while, but I'm going to give this one a go because it looks quite creamy, whereas the other one was quite dry, so we're definitely going to try this out and I'll tell you guys what I think of it. So I got this in the shade Nude, and I don't really have any other information other than that. It's 15 grams of product, so a fair bit of foundation in there. I don't really know how long it would last. I guess we're going to find out. This is the lighter shade if you were wondering. I'll swatch it on my hand. It looks like it'll be a decent match for me. If it looks horrible I'll have to take it off because I'm going out today, but it might be okay. It looks pretty yellow, which is good. Before I go ahead and apply it to my face, I am going to pop some primer on. This is the Dermalogica Redness Relief Primer. I always apply a primer, and I also always apply powder, so I'm going to do that with this foundation today because otherwise it wouldn't be a fair test. Because you need to do what you normally do, otherwise you're not going to, experience the same results. So the way that I've seen this being used mostly is just to draw lines on your face and then buff it out with a brush, so that's how we're going to use it today. I'm using a buffing brush from Real Techniques. Don't know how this colour is going to go. I've got a couple of lines on there. Just going to blend that in. It's easier to blend than I thought it would be. So that feels like nothing on my face. The colour matches me, but it won't match me in the winter time, so keep that in mind if you are very fair. It might be better for like your summer foundation. So this is what one coat looks like. It looks very natural, but it has evened out my skin tone and it's starting to kind of colour correct the redness down here. I think it's really beautiful, like really nice. It's a satin finish, it's not matte. It's kind of like just about matte, like a natural matte finish maybe, not quite satin. But I'll apply the same amount on this side. So I kind of did like two big stripes and then two little dots there. Just blend it in. Covered up those acne scars really well. I just can't get over how easy to blend this is. Like with a stick you kind of think that it would be a little bit of a, a mission to blend it, but it just blends straight away. So this is what a full coat looks like all over my face. I haven't really applied it around my eye area because I didn't want to pull on it, so if you can see like patchiness, it's because I haven't really applied it there. Now that it's all over the face, I feel like this foundation would be way better for somebody with an oily skin. I have normal kind of dryish skin, and you can tell that I have dry skin. Like it's kind of grabbing onto certain areas, like there's like a patch here where it won't kind of blend on, and like around my nose, you guys won't be able to see, but it's kind of doing that thing, if you guys know what I mean, around my nose. And in between my eyebrows it's a little bit, it's not actually that much texture there that I can see, but it looks like in between my eyebrows it's really textured. But for the sake of the video I'm going to apply a little bit more just on my cheeks because I have a little bit of redness there. So I like to just conceal that a little bit. I've kind of just dotted it over. Just going to blend that in. That's definitely given me what I would consider full coverage on my cheeks. It looks really nice from a distance. Like from a distance it looks really nice. But if I zoom you guys in, I don't know how well you guys are going to see, but like around my nose and like on my cheeks it just looks kind of cakey. I don't know, it just seems like it's sitting on my skin rather than kind of like sinking into it. I don't know if like a more moisturising primer or a moisturiser beforehand would have helped. Probably would have, but I don't know, I thought this was going to be really creamy and really moisturising, but it's more just like creamy and thick. But we'll wear it throughout the day. That might kind of, as it sort of breaks down, it might sort of mesh better with my skin. I'm happy that it has SPF 30 in it because it's probably good for summertime and every time really, because your face always needs to be protected. But I do really love the way that it looks from here, like looking at it from here in the camera at myself in the mirror. It looks beautiful. It looks like a really nice flawless full coverage foundation. So I don't know if I'm going to set this because I might give it like a very light dusting because otherwise it's going to get too heavy. So keep that in mind if you need to apply powder with your makeup. This probably can get really cakey really quickly. But I'm just going to go ahead and conceal my under eyes and finish my makeup, and then I'll be right back. By the way, right now it is 9:43. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock, so I've had the makeup on for about, I can't remember when I put it on, 15 minutes to half an hour, and I feel like it's now kind of set and it's stayed. I've got my concealer on, I put powder, blush, everything like that. It does look really nice. It's just heavier than what I'm used to, which I guess it does say that it's heavy coverage, so you should expect that. It definitely, yeah, it's just heavier than I expected. It does definitely match my body and my arms and stuff. You just have to make sure that if you are fairer to blend it down your neck. There's no way this will match me in the winter time, I know that for a fact. I did use a setting spray. It's not one that's going to like actually prolong the wear. It was just because with the powder it actually looked quite cakey, so I wanted to just set it down a little bit more. I'm actually really happy with the way that it looks. It is very, 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 for me, very, very full coverage. I don't really wear something this full coverage, like you can't really see my freckles anymore, which is when I know that it's like very full coverage, but I like it. I think it looks great. As I said, a little bit on the heavy side, but we shall see how this wears throughout the day. Just for the record, the only place that I have highlighter is at my cheekbones. The kind of shininess in the centre of my forehead is from my setting powder, because I used the ambient lighting powder, because this is probably the lightest, most finely milled powder that I own. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go about my day, and I'll see you guys probably around about 4 o'clock, so in about 6 hours, and we'll see how it's going, and if it's still on we'll leave it for a couple more, so I'll see you then. Hey guys, so it's 5:43, which means it's been about 8 hours since I put the makeup on, and I must say, let me just get a small mirror so that I can see, but I mean it looks great. It's definitely more oily, but actually I hadn't even looked it up close, but now that I have, there's like literally a massive crack in my nose. I'll come up close to show you guys. It's just kind of sitting on my skin weird. Like from a distance it looks beautiful, like it looks really, really nice. Maybe I need to use a different moisturiser. It's totally faded off around my nose because I've been rubbing my nose and like, you know, whatever this is, your moustache area. But like, yeah, I'm kind of like 50-50 on this. I don't really love the finish. My lips are so dry, excuse them, but it's just like it's sitting, like I can see the product on my skin, especially like in between my eyebrows. Even kind of from a distance you can tell that that's a little bit cakey. Around my nose definitely, and it's kind of rubbed off around the tip of my nose as well. So overall I'm kind of undecided on it. I like it, but I don't know. I might touch it up a little bit just to see how it touches up, because 8 hours is probably the longest that I'd wear it, but we'll see if it will touch up and kind of keep looking okay. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of a more full coverage product on, just because my grandparents are coming over for dinner, and if I was going to be touching up for like, you know, the evening, I would use a full coverage product. I'll just touch up one side of my face. I know I did my full forehead, but I'll just touch up this part. Basically looks as good as new, just a little bit cakier around my nose area. But let me show you this side of the nose because it's really strange. I don't know how well you guys can see in this lighting, but there's like a literal line down the side of my nose. Really, really strange. But I'm sure if I touch it up it'll just go away. This is what it looks like up close. You can just see that there's makeup on my face. That kind of fixes it, and just touching it up. The makeup still looks great though. The blush is still slightly on. It was a very light blush, so it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if the highlight's really still there. Like, can you tell? I didn't really notice before my blush, before I reapplied, just then I mean, so I guess I'll have to look back on the footage and judge that, but I think it still looks really nice. It's just a lot heavier than what I'm used to. I mean, it does actually say heavy coverage. It doesn't even say high coverage or full coverage. It says heavy coverage. So I definitely would say that it is heavy coverage. But if you're into that kind of thing, or for clubbing I definitely would use this, because in clubbing it's more for photos and like dim lighting, so you can't really tell how cakey it is, but it is definitely on the cakier side, and I don't think I really use that much product. Maybe I did, I'm not sure, but yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in a couple more hours for another update.